Good morning, friend. Welcome back to the Morning Minute Meditation. Thank you for joining me just for a moment this morning. Proverbs, Solomon, interestingly enough, in chapter 18 as well as in chapter 26, gives us the exact same verse, placing emphasis on this. The words of a talebearer are as wounds that go down into the innermost part of the belly. What he is saying is those who are involved in gossip bring great damage, internal damage to those that are gossiped upon. Now, that being said, everyone makes this statement. I've heard it so often. I hate drama. I just hate drama. Those are the same people that are cupping their ear when private conversations are going on very close to them. The truth of the matter is, we live in a world that is rife with a love for gossip. Hence, we have the inquirer with inquiring minds wanting to know it. Other gossip column news feeds such as TMZ and so on and so forth. The bottom line is people from the beginning of time have been driven with this desire to uncover secrets about other people. As a pastor, I've watched it over and over again as people in our church have these inquiring minds, and when someone is struggling, they're constantly asking these questions, trying to figure out what's going on in another person's life. Or then there is the infamous prayer request, just so that I can let everybody know what's going on in someone else's life. Doesn't it make you sick? If it doesn't, it ought to, and I hope you're not a participant in that kind of drama. It's like children on a playground, and even worse. If I were to just say WW, most people would say, you talking about a World War I or World War II, or could you be possibly talking about the impending World War III that's coming? In the 1930s, if I were to say WW, in the 1940s, if I were to say WW, it would refer automatically to Walter Winnchell. Walter Winnchell was the father of the gossip column. He began as a vaudeville act, but eventually developed his contacts to the placing point where he was able to uncover information on a lot of people in the underworld, people in politics, people in entertainment, and he began to publish that information. He was first published in a New York newspaper and then began to be syndicated around the country to the placing point where he was the most famous gossip columnist in all of the world. Everybody referred to him just by his initials, WW. Now today, if I mention WW, and even if I mention his given name, Walter Winnchell, you don't know who he is. He has disappeared off of the landscape of humanity, not only by death, but by reputation. He's gone and nobody knows who he is, and frankly, no one cares. In one of the jobs he was fired from, Larry King of Larry King Live on CNN replaced him in Florida at a job. He was asked about Walter Winnchell later on in life, and he talked about the sad ending of this man. The truth is, he got to the placing point where no one wanted to hear from him anymore, and he would type his stories out and stand on a street corner and hand them out to people like some kind of a homeless beggar. And on top of that, he wound up dying lonely, alone, afraid, and wanted no one at his funeral. The only person that attended Walter Winnchell's funeral was his daughter. You see, when you live your life just to uncover the dish on everyone else, you're going to die lonely and friendless. And that's exactly how Walter Winnchell died. It brings to light the scripture given to us by the Apostle Peter. He said, let none of you suffer as a murderer, as a thief, as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters. We're living in a social media society, crazed with finding out what's going on in other people's lives. What does this simply mean? Very simply this. It means that most people involved in the social media scene are more interested in uncovering the dish on everyone else, finding out what's going on, than they are interested in being a blessing. I hope you don't fall into that category. Think on these things today and remember this: the words of a talebearer are as wounds, and they go down into the innermost part of the belly. Don't hurt someone needlessly by that sharp tongue of yours. Think on these things today. Have a great day.